Hello, what should you include on a parenting plan? Well, we're often asked this question and we've listed out 12 things that should be included in most parenting plans. Yes, there will always be something for families that they might want to include as well, or some things that aren't relevant that they don't want to include. But these are the 12 things that are normally taken into account. The most important one is, where are the children going to stay and when? And what time are they going to spend with mum, what time are they going to spend with dad, and any other significant people in their lives. If you can just get this part agreed, you are way down the road to getting together a really good parenting plan and making sure that your children are able to live a happy and fulfilled life as you're going through your divorce or separation. So if you're struggling with that, yes, definitely try and work it out between yourselves. If you're struggling, come to mediation. The government currently pay £500 in vouchers to help you agree that. So a really good opportunity there if you're struggling to come to an agreement. But what are the other things that cause issues that it's good to preempt now? So my view, just my view, is that you are better trying to preempt the common things that can cause disagreements and reach an agreement on them all now, or an understanding or a basis to how you're going to deal with them, rather than having to deal with them at the time when you might be really stressed, you might be going through a bad patch with each other, whatever it is. So have a look at these other things as well, and they tend to be around, holidays, what's going to happen in the holidays, what's going to happen when one of you wants to take the children abroad on holiday, what's going to happen at Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Eid, any other religious occasion during the year. What's important to you. Try to get some agreement now, and don't look at it into 10, 15 years into the future, depending on how old your children are. Just try and look at it as this parenting plan is to get us through the next 12 to 24 months, because life changes, things will change. What you're doing is you're using this plan to get you started, so that as things change, you can just discuss them and change them amicably without having to come to mediation, certainly without having to go into court, without having to send solicitor letters. That's ideally where you want to get to if you can. It makes life a lot less stressful, believe me. So holidays is a really big thing. Birthdays, special occasions within the family. Religion can be really important. How are you going to raise the children can be something that you want to discuss as parents. How are grandparents going to get involved? Because the court would recognise that grandparents can play a really important role in a child's lives, and other family members there as well. What's going to happen when you need to make changes? How are you going to adapt that? How are you going to communicate? And when it comes to communication, if you're struggling, then do take a look at one of the many parenting apps that can help you communicate with each other a bit nicer than over text or WhatsApp. Other things, what happens if there's a medical emergency? Where do you want them to be to go to school? That can be a really important one. And the big one, what happens when one of you gets a new partner? Now, for some people, that might already be the situation. For others, you might say, I do not want a new partner now. I've got enough on my plate. But at some point, the chances are you will meet a new partner. How are you going to cover that? And you might say, well, isn't that just going to cause aggro now when we're trying to be amicable? Yes, it can. So this is going to be a really, really tough discussion. But in my experience, you're better off having it now. How are we going to deal with a new partner? How will that work with introducing the children to them? And the biggest tip I can give you, and I know every family is different and every situation and child is different, but using a general tip here is, you can't control what the other party does when they're spending time with the children. If you can agree to do things jointly, such as bedtime routines, homework routines, fantastic. But if you can't, then when the children are with one parent, that's their time, and the parents as best as they can. And it's the same when the children are with you. You can't control what happens. We're presuming here that they're not doing anything, it's going to give severe risk to the child. So with anything like that, with introducing a new parent, it has to be on the decision of the parent who is looking after the children at that time. But what you should do, and this will save you a lot of aggro, hopefully, is warn the other parent in advance, tell the other parent, share that in advance, because they may need to have a discussion with the children when they come back. This also brings me on to another subject. You can't interrogate your children when they come back. They're going to feel awful. It's really not a good thing to do. So you can ask them, happy questions. You can ask them, and you can answer any question that they want to ask you, but don't interrogate them about, mummy or daddy's new partner, because they really shouldn't be the people that you're talking to about that. So there we have it, 12 things. Have a look through the blog. Have a look about a parenting plan, why we recommend you have one, how it can get you started. You can have them made legally binding, but not many people do for the reasons we've explained in the blog. And look, best of luck in getting to an understanding on how you're going to raise your children whilst living separately. It's not easy, but hopefully this guide and with the other help out there, you'll get through it. All the best.